The girl was sleeping. Suddenly, the glass of water on the table began to shake violently. Before the girl could understand what was happening, a painful scream came from behind her. The doctor on duty heard the noise and rushed into the ward. They quickly sent John to the emergency room. However, after the examination, they discovered that John's leg had mysteriously fractured. The doctor asked him how it happened, but John had no idea what had occurred. Just as the doctor was confused, a nurse suddenly told the doctor in fear that there was something unknown in this hospital. It must have been those things that hurt John, but the doctor did not believe it at all. To prove that this was just an accident, the doctor turned the machine on again. But the moment he pressed the switch, John's leg fractured once again. 2 days later, Ellie came to work at this hospital. The head nurse told Ellie that her task was to take care of the hospitalized children. After saying that, she seriously warned Ellie that the second floor of the hospital had been sealed years ago and no one was allowed to enter. Although Ellie was confused, she did not ask further. That night, Ellie was making rounds in the ward. Suddenly, she noticed a girl who could not sleep. Ellie stepped forward and gently comforted her. But Lucy was not asleep at all. Instead, she stared fearfully at the bed beside her. Following her line of sight, Ellie saw that on the empty bed, the blanket was slowly rising and falling, as if someone were lying there. Ellie slowly moved closer, ready to lift the blanket and see clearly. However, looking at the empty bed in front of her, Ellie felt extremely uneasy. At this moment, Lucy told Ellie that Charlotte had been lying there just now. Ellie was very confused. She did not know who Charlotte was. But Lucy said Charlotte was a girl with mechanical limbs. She had always lived in a ward on the second floor. Ellie did not believe it at all. She told Lucy that the second floor had long been sealed, and it was impossible for any children to be there. Hearing Ellie's words, Lucy became very angry. She told Ellie that it was Charlotte who hurt John. Looking at the serious Lucy, Ellie felt uneasy. She found John's X-ray films. After examining them, she indeed found something abnormal. John's first X-ray showed one fracture. However, within 3 minutes, the second X-ray showed a second fracture. Ellie quickly went to the doctor to ask for an explanation, but the doctor had no idea how to explain it. All of this was simply too strange. Ellie could not allow the children to remain in danger, so she decided to go to the second floor to seek answers. When Ellie arrived on the second floor, she found the place extremely dilapidated. Ellie carefully searched for clues. Eventually, she found a group photo in a messy room. It showed a disabled girl and a nurse. Charlotte's name was written on the back of the photo. Clearly, the disabled girl was Charlotte. Ellie continued searching. Soon she found a roll of film inside a cabinet. However, just as she took out the film, a strange figure appeared before her. Ellie quickly returned to the first floor. She put the film into the projector. She discovered the truth. It turned out that Charlotte suffered from osteoporosis. As a result, her bones were extremely fragile. Even a slight collision could cause fractures. In that era, medical conditions were very limited, so Charlotte could only rely on a mechanical exoskeleton to walk. Gradually, she became full of resentment toward the world. She even began to take revenge on healthy children. Ellie seemed to understand the truth. She immediately told the doctor what she had discovered, but the doctor did not believe her at all. Just as Ellie was trying to convince him, the ceiling suddenly began to shake violently. Cracks appeared all over the walls. Seeing this, the doctor panicked instantly. He finally believed in Charlotte's existence. The doctor hurriedly notified the rescue team. However, due to the weather, the emergency call could not get through. To save the children in the hospital, Ellie quickly went to the head nurse's home. She told her the truth and successfully made the rescue call. However, on the way back to the hospital, the head nurse revealed the truth. It turned out that Charlotte was not the sick girl, but the nurse who took care of the girl. Because she had cared for the girl for a long time, the nurse gradually developed a twisted mindset. She became extremely dependent on the girl. When the girl's condition began to improve, in order to give her better treatment, the hospital decided to transfer her to another hospital. But on the day of the transfer, the girl's condition suddenly relapsed, and she suffered multiple fractures all over her body. After investigation, it was found that Charlotte did not want the girl to leave, so she deliberately harmed the girl. As a result, Charlotte was permanently dismissed by the hospital. However, she could not bear being separated from the girl, so she harmed the girl late at night. After doing all this, Charlotte put on the mechanical prosthetics and left the hospital. Because the incident back then caused a huge sensation, the hospital decided to seal off the second floor. After hearing this, Ellie finally understood. It turned out that the hospital was about to relocate. Charlotte did not want the children to leave, so she tried to trap everyone here through accidents, so they would stay with her forever in this sealed space. Soon, the ambulances arrived at the hospital. The rescue workers quickly rushed into the lobby. The children also began walking toward the exit one after another. But seeing this scene, Ellie felt very uneasy. She did not believe Charlotte would let the children leave so easily. Just as Ellie was feeling uneasy, the head nurse suddenly realized that Lucy was missing. Ellie instantly sensed the danger. She immediately rushed to the second floor. After searching continuously, Ellie finally found Lucy in a corner. Just as she was about to take Lucy away, the floor began to shake violently. Then Charlotte appeared. Ellie quickly picked up Lucy and ran forward desperately. The walls behind them gradually collapsed. Charlotte was unwilling to let them go. After great effort, Ellie jumped into a hidden passage with Lucy in her arms, successfully returning to the first floor. Just when Ellie thought everything was over, she suddenly discovered that Lucy had lost her life. It turned out that due to the intense shock and jolting just now, Lucy's illness relapsed, and she finally stopped breathing in Ellie's arms. At the same time, Ellie also passed out due to her injuries. When the doctors saw this, they rushed forward immediately. They took Ellie into the ambulance for treatment. But no matter how hard the doctors tried, Ellie still showed no signs of life. Everyone thought that Ellie had lost her life. At this moment, a miracle appeared.
Do you know what I think? I think a princess needs a kiss to be saved. A love kiss.